How's it going, everybody? This is Steve, aka Steve Ninja, and welcome to Excelsior Movie Reviews. So tonight I'm really excited to talk about something that I promised to do for the last 2 or 3 weeks now, and finally tonight it's going to happen. If you notice that behind me, my Criterions are missing right now, and that's because they're over there near the coffee table, and I'm going to set up a camera, and this is the only time I'm going to be in front of the camera because I've got like 77 Criterions or Criterions, and I want to show those off in spine number order. And so it's going to take up a little time, so I don't want to spend much time in front of the camera. Just so I'll see you over there. Bye. Okay, I'm back. So the first one I have was a blind buy, and I actually bought this in July. It's Kurosawa's Seven Samurai. It's spine number 2, and I'm really excited about that one. I've watched this. It's like 3.5 hours, and I really want to watch the 2 commentaries on this. They're both in English. I was kind of surprised that I was able to follow this pretty well. You know, even 3.5 hours, you're not going to read all the subtitles, but the story is pretty easy to follow. Next up, I have Spine number 13. It's The Silence of the Lambs on Blu-ray. It's a great, Oscar winner. Anthony Hopkins and Jodie Foster really make this really great. So. Okay, at number 20, I have Sid and Nancy. This is an Alex Cox movie, one of, I think he has 3 on the Criterion collection. And it's a kind of a dark movie. It's about the Sex Pistols, a punk rock band. Okay, next up is the first DVD I'm going to show in the collection. This is spine number 37 from Terry Gilliam. That's a lenticular cover. I think the Blu-ray doesn't have this kind of cover, but I would really like to get it on Blu-ray, just a better picture quality. But I love, Terry Gilliam's movies are great, and he has quite a few in the Criterion collection. Okay, next up I have another Terry Gilliam movie. It's Brazil. This is spine number 51. Great mid-'80s, 1985 movie. Really love that one. So I've got quite a few Terry Gilliam and one Monty Python movie here, but obviously I'm a huge fan of those. But next one is Monty Python's Life of Brian. This is another DVD, and this is one that's out of print. It's spine number 61, and I wish they had. I guess they probably never put the Holy Grail out, but like I said, I doubt if this movie will ever be put on Blu-ray or DVD. It was quite a while ago when spine number 61. So obviously, I don't think it's ever going to come back to the Criterion collection. But I have this on Blu-ray as well. So. Next one is a horror movie. It's spine number 63. It's Carnival of Souls. This movie is actually 60 years old this year, and it's an influential kind of horror movie, and really simple. But if you like horror, and I think Criterion needs to have maybe some more horror movies in its collection. But I like this. It's very simple. But next one is a Wes Anderson movie. It's Rushmore. It's actually a second movie. This is spine number 65. Wes Anderson, I own everything from him. He has 2 movies that are not in the Criterion collection, and they're owned by Disney. And in my opinion, they'll probably never get released through Criterion because I don't think Disney licenses out their movies. That's The French Dispatch and Isle of Dogs. So I doubt if we'll ever see those on Criterion, but his other 8 movies are available. The next one is another DVD. It's out of print, and I don't think this movie will ever come back either. It's Chasing Amy. This is spine number 75. Kevin Smith. In my opinion, I think Clerks should be in the Criterion collection. Quite frankly, I think that movie is critically acclaimed and it did great at the box office. And to me, that movie should be here, but it's not, and it probably won't ever be. But next one is a B movie starring Steve McQueen. This is The Blob. The Blob. This is a spine number 91, and this one was another blind buy, and I thought it was very simple, but I kind of enjoyed it though. Like I said, Steve McQueen is from Beech Grove, Indiana, which is part of Indianapolis, and so kind of a legend to me. Okay, next one is a Wes Anderson movie, and this is I consider this to be my favorite Wes Anderson. This is a spine number 157. It's starring Gene Hackman. It's got a great cast in it, and I really enjoy it. I've done a ranking video before explaining why the Royal Tenenbaums is my favorite movie, even though the Grand Budapest Hotel might technically be a better movie. I enjoy this movie the most. So next one is another Terry Gilliam movie. This is Spy Number 175. This is on DVD. It's a Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Interesting movie starring Johnny Depp, Benicio del Toro, and it's a bizarre movie. Kind of it's about the former now the late Rolling Stone magazine writer Hunter S. Thompson. It's based on his life. That's why Johnny Depp is bald in the movie. So next movie, this one was another blind buy. But I've never shown this on a video before, and the movie is Straw Dogs. It's starring Dustin Hoffman. It's a really violent movie. Spy Number 182. I couldn't believe it how violent this was, and it's supposed to be like an anti-violence kind of movie, but it's something I would tell people to be very cautious if you check this movie out. But okay, this next one was actually a blind buy at one time. I got this like in the late 90s or maybe early 2000s, but it's Richard Linklater's Slacker. This is Spy Number 247. This movie, Kevin Smith said that what inspired him to do Clerks was after seeing this movie. So this is before Dazed and Confused, and so it's interesting. I haven't seen this in a while, but I would be looking to hopefully get that on Blu-ray someday. But right now, I have it on DVD. Next one is a David Cronenberg movie. This is Videodrome. It's a Spy Number 248. Bizarre kind of movie. James Woods. It's one that I had seen last year, and when I bought it on Criterion, it was only the second time I'd ever seen it. So, but I like it. And I love the special features on this, and I like the movie a lot more. Seeing it the second time. Next one, I've got another Wes Anderson movie. Like I said, I'm a huge fan of Wes Anderson, so this is one I actually got showed on. I think on the second to last Criterion, actually the last Criterion haul I did, and this was an upgrade from my DVD copy. This is The Life Aquatic with Steve Zissou, starring Bill Murray. This is Spy Number 300, and I consider this to be like middle of the pack as far as my Wes Anderson movies in the Criterion collection. I've got it ranked like number 6 overall. So there's like 5 I think that are really great ahead of this, but I think this one's pretty good too. The next one, like I mentioned earlier, this is another Richard Linklater movie. It's Dazed and Confused. It's Spy Number 336. And I love this movie. I love the cast in it. I think it's Richard Linklater's best movie overall. Most entertaining, most mainstream. He's got the Before trilogy that I've got those on DVD. I'd like to upgrade those to Criterion someday, but I just have them on standard DVD now. But I'd be looking to get those. But I'm a big fan of Richard Linklater as well. So. The next one I have another Wes Anderson movie. This one's on DVD. It's Bottle Rocket. This is Spy Number 450, and this is Wes Anderson's first movie, and I've always liked it. It's very simple. He did Rushmore after this, and but I really like it though. Next one. This is a Brad Pitt movie. This is one that. One of the rare Criterions that was released on with a blue case, standard Blu-ray case. This is a Spy Number 476. I like this movie. I think it's a little bit, maybe slightly too long. Kate Blanchett's really great in it, but I enjoy it though. I still enjoy it. Okay, next up I have this one was a blind buy, and I've watched it twice now. With the commentary the second time from the director. It's Paris, Texas. This is a Spy Number 501. I I think it's outstanding. I love the third act of this movie. I think it's just slightly too long, but I think the third act really pays everything off, in my opinion. But I thought the performances were really great in it. So I'd really recommend people check this one out. But like I said, it's like 2 hours and 25 minutes, so it's a bit long. Next one, this is another DVD. This one was also a blind buy. This movie is Louis Bluey. This one's kind of rare. You can actually still surprisingly get this movie on the Criterion website and on Amazon, and it's something it's only available on DVD, and it's directed by Terry Zwigoff, and it's Spine Number 532. And this was actually his first movie. This is a documentary, and he did the movie Crumb after that, which I'll be talking about next. And he's also got the movie Ghost World as well. And it's not too surprising that this one's never been released on Blu-ray, but it's really short. I think it's like an hour long, but it shows like Chicago in the mid '80s, and it's interesting. It's just Terry Zwigoff not really knowing exactly what he was doing yet, but it's worthy of the Criterion collection. Next one, like I mentioned, next one is Crumb, another Terry Zwigoff movie. This is Spine Number 533, so we've got 532 for Louis Bluey and 533 for Crumb. So they kept that in order. I think this one's probably one of the best documentaries I've ever seen, and I love the weird family that's in this. This one is actually the first Stanley Kubrick movie I'm going to talk about. This is Paths of Glory. This is Spine Number 532. I'm a huge Stanley Kubrick fan, and he's got some movies. He's got at least 4 or 5 movies in the Criterion collection. So this one's really great. I think the Killing and Killer's Kiss are combined in one. But next one, I have another Wes Anderson movie. This is the Darjeeling Limited. This is probably my least favorite Wes Anderson movie, but some people love this. It's Spine Number 540, and this is on DVD. I actually would be interested in upgrading this to Blu-ray, but I had this actually on DVD before this. It wasn't Criterion, and then I upgraded it to Criterion DVD, and now I might upgrade it again to Blu-ray. So I guess I'm just a huge fan of Wes Anderson, so I would keep doing that. Next one is this one was actually a blind buy, and it's one I was really surprised at how much I really liked. I'm not too surprised I liked it, but I was pleasantly surprised at how much I liked it. But it's the Night of the Hunter. This is Spine Number 541, and it's really dark, and just for the time, I think it was released sometime in the 50s, and it's really dark and really great. I'd really recommend everybody check this one out. Next one, this was a blind buy. One I'd seen the ending to before, but I'd never seen the whole movie. It's Easy Rider. This is Spine Number 545, and it's really dark. It's got a lot of. I think it was released in 1969, so it has a lot of late 60s rock music in it. It's like the Jimi Hendrix Experience is really special, and it's directed by Dennis Hopper. Next one, this was another blind buy. It's one that I really liked. It's kind of a comedy sort of, but it's Broadcast News. This is Spine 552, and I thought the late William Hurt was really great in this, and Holly Hunter is really great, and Albert Brooks. Enjoyed that one a lot. Next one, this is a Brian De Palma movie. It is Blowout. This is Spine Number 562. This was another blind buy, and I really enjoyed it. Nancy Allen, I think Brian De Palma married her, I think, after this, and she was in Carrie, and she's in a few of Brian De Palma's movies, but really enjoyed this. John Travolta is really great in it. Next one, I've got a movie from Jonathan Demme. It's Something Wild. This is released like in the mid, 84 or something like that, 86, I think. This is kind of really good. It's got the late Ray Liotta in it. Spine number 563, and this was a blind buy as well. So next movie is another Stanley Kubrick movie. This is The Killing. This is a spine number 575. Like I said, this one has Killer's Kiss on it as well. So I guess technically you can say he's got two. Those count as two movies in the Criterion collection, and this one's a really great heist movie as well. So next one, this is another blind buy, and a lot of people told me about it, and I thought, wow, this is really really good. The movie is 12 Angry Men. And I thought, wow, it's interesting how they argue it, and kind of it's not in a courtroom. It's kind of like in a jury room, and it's based on a play, and it's a spine number 591. So, like I said, I've got quite a few blind buys here, and I haven't been really disappointed by too many of them. Some of them are I thought were okay. Some of them were really good, but I really haven't been disappointed by any of them so far. Next one, this one was a blind buy again, something I'd heard about for years and years, and the movie is Harold and Maude. This is a spine number 608, and Hal Ashby, directed this, and it's I thought it was kind of really unique. The character, it shows like a 80-year-old woman or so, and a young 20-something-year-old man, and I thought that was really good. It's got the music from Cat Stevens in it. Next one, this is Being John Malkovich from Spike Jonze, spine number 611. This is one I hadn't seen in a long, long time. When I bought the Criterion, it had probably been 20 years since I had seen it, and I liked it then. I don't know why I didn't buy it before now, but I think I bought it maybe it's earlier this year or late last year. But I enjoyed it again. It's John Cusack's in it, obviously John Malkovich. This next one is actually based on from a rock band called The Who, and it's based on one of their albums as well. But the movie is Quadrophenia. This is a spine number 624. Quite a bit of music from The Who in it. This was a blind buy. Something I have two female cousins that love The Who, and back in the 80s, and they wouldn't let me watch the movie just for basically one scene in the movie. It's like I said, spine 624. It actually has Sting in it. Sting, it's like the year after the Police released their first album, so this was like 1979 when this was released, and I enjoyed it. It's, like I said, it's got the music from The Who in it throughout, and I'm a huge fan of them. So. Next one is actually another DVD. This is from David Fincher. It's The Game. This is spine number 627, and I would really like to get this on Blu-ray eventually. I think I had this on DVD before, and then I bought the Criterion DVD, and I'll probably upgrade it to Blu-ray sometime in the future. Next one, this is a really influential kind of modern horror film. It's Rosemary's Baby from Roman Polanski. It's spine number 630, and I had not seen Rosemary's Baby in quite a while when I bought this, so... this one's out of print, so it'd be hard to get. I've seen it used recently. I think it was like $60. So if you can ever find this movie around $60 or $70, you might want to check it out. Pick it up if you collect Criterions anyway. I think if you don't buy it on Criterion, I think you can get it for much cheaper if you don't buy it on Criterion. But we're all Criterion fans, so of course I want it on Criterion. Next one, this one was actually another blind buy. It's a spine 647. It's On the Waterfront, starring Marlon Brando. Fantastic movie. It takes place in the 50s, and it exceeded my expectations. I think it's I thought it was really good. Next one is another Alex Cox movie. It's Repo Man. This one was spine number 654. It's got like a punk theme to it. It's got quite there's like one scene I think has a punk band in it. Also has Rodney Bingenheimer in it. I think the punk band might be the Circle Jerks, I believe. So if you ever heard of them, that's a real band. So, and it was like them in like 1984, 83, 84. The movie was released in 84, but I think it was filmed in 83. So I really enjoy this movie. Next one, this was actually I think the only Michael Mann movie in the Criterion collection. It's Spy Number 691. It's the late James Caan's in it. The movie is Thief. Spy Number 691. No, I'm pleasantly surprised with this. Back in the 80s, I was a huge fan of the TV show Miami Vice. I really like the movie Manhunter that he did, and of course I really love Heat. So if you're a fan of Michael Mann, I check this out. It's very 80s looking. I think it takes place in like 1980 or 81 sometime. So it's 1981. So yeah, I was not disappointed with this. This is actually a blind buy as well. Next one, if you're a big fan of the Beatles like I am, it's a must own. It's a Hard Day's Night. This is Spy Number 711. I think it's a special movie. They also did the movie Help. I don't know if Help is ever going to get released on Criterion. I assume it will, but someday. But it may have been. They may have had it on Laserdisc at one time, possibly. But Hard Day's Night's definitely worth having. I think this is on 4K as well. I have it on Blu-ray. Next one is another David Cronenberg movie. It's Scanners. This is Spy Number 712. Interesting movie. You know, it's Michael Ironside. He's really the main star in the movie, and he's a, you know, I don't want to give anything away, but it's got an influential kind of horror movie in some ways. Early 80s. Love that one. The next one is The Big Chill. This is Spy Number 720. This is Tom Berenger, Glenn Close. It's got the late William Hurt in it, Jeff Goldblum. It's got a great cast in it. It's interesting. A lot of music, I think, from the '60s. Just kind of interesting that they're the dynamic of the people all together that haven't seen each other in a long time. Next movie is Eraserhead. This is a David Lynch movie. This is Spy Number 725. This is actually his first movie. Yeah, it's really bizarre, and it's anybody that likes the surreal kind of themes that David Lynch puts in his movies. This would be perfect for you. Next one I saw last year, and buying it on Criterion was the only second time I'd ever seen it. Starring Dustin Hoffman. It's Tootsie. This is Spy Number 738. I think it's a funny movie and interesting. You have to see it. It's not quite what you think necessarily, but I think Dustin Hoffman's great. He has quite a few movies in the Criterion collection. Next movie is actually another Terry Gilliam movie. This is actually my favorite movie from him. This is Spy Number 764. It's got the late Robin Williams, Jeff Bridges, as Mercedes Ruehl. She won an Oscar for her part in this movie. Robin Williams probably should have won. I forgot who he was up against it that year, but he was really good in this. Next one is a Brian De Palma movie. The movie is Dressed to Kill. This is Spy Number 770. This one was a blind buy, and I'm surprised I had never seen it before. I was kind of surprised, but I thought it was really good though. If you notice, I've actually watched all my Criterions, and even I bought like 18 in July, and I've watched them all. Life Aquatic was included in that, and that was actually an upgrade. But I watched all of them though. I don't let any of them sit on the shelf. I watch them all. Next one is another David Lynch movie. It's a Mulholland Drive. This is Spy Number 779, and interesting movie. It's in like 2001. I think it took place like maybe a couple months after 9/11, and just kind of got overlooked a little bit. But I think it's one of his better movies. Next movie is from the Coen Brothers. This one is Spine 794. I really had not seen this. I had it on DVD before. It wasn't Criterion, but I'd forgotten how much I really liked this. I saw it in the theater, and I watched it maybe a couple times on DVD. And I was really surprised at the time when this was released. Oscar Isaac really wasn't a big star at the time, so I didn't love it then. But watching it now, after Oscar Isaac has become a huge star, it has a whole different meaning to me, and I enjoyed it so much more. And it's got a great commentary about the music in the movie. Next one, this is another Dustin Hoffman movie. It's The Graduate. This is a this one's Spine 800. It's got the music from Simon and Garfunkel, Mike Nichols movie, and outstanding. Next one, I had not seen this one in like probably 27 years or so before I bought it last month, and the movie is The Player. This is Spine number 812. Tim Robbins. It's an interesting kind of modern look at Hollywood, and it's kind of a fun movie, kind of a strange movie, but really liked it. Next one is from Stanley Kubrick. It's Doctor Strangelove. It's Spine number 821. Actually, I had this on Blu-ray before, and I upgraded it to Criterion just because I wanted that, and just traded in my other Blu-ray and got this one. So I haven't done a lot of that. A lot of the upgrades I've done have been from DVD to Blu-ray, and a lot of the DVDs were just standard DVD. They weren't Criterion, but I've always loved this movie. It's really dark, and really love it. Next one is another Coen Brothers movie. It's actually their debut, and it's Blood Simple. This one is Spine number 834, and outstanding, really dark, really simple, but the Coen Brothers really showed some promise in this movie. Next one is another Hal Ashby movie. It's Being There. It's with the late Peter Sellers, great Peter Sellers. It was also in Doctor Strangelove. Spine number 864, and this one actually was a blind buy, and I bought it used. And it's kind of a strange movie, but of course, if you like Peter Sellers, it's a must own. Next movie, this is another movie from Terry Zwigoff. It's a third and probably the last movie from him that will be on Criterion, but it's Ghost World. This is Spine number 872, and I've always loved this. I had it on just standard DVD before, and then I decided to upgrade it to Criterion Blu-ray. So, next one is about the director David Lynch. It's The Art Life. This is Spine number 895. This one was a blind buy as well. Thought it could have been maybe a little bit more interesting. I know some people that I've seen on Criterion channels have talked about how much they love this. It's something maybe if I watched it again, I might enjoy it a little bit more. But I was really surprised that there really hardly are any special features on this, and it only talks about his first film and talks about his early life. And I just thought it could have been a little more informative and a little more interesting, but I think that's kind of the fault of the director that did the commentary more so than David Lynch. Next one is from Stanley Kubrick. This one is Barry Lyndon. This is Spine number 897. It's like 3 hours long, and it's visually probably one of his best movies. And it's interesting. It's just kind of a little bit slow, but I had this on standard. I think I had it on Blu-ray, but then I upgraded it to this. And I noticed the color timing is way different. And on the other Blu-ray that I had, the colors were much brighter. And this one's just kind of standard. They upgraded. I think it was like a 2K scan. Next one is another David Lynch movie. It's Twin Peaks: Fire Walk with Me. This is Spine number 898, and it's I remember I saw this. I used to watch the TV show in the early 90s, and it's really special. This is actually like a prequel to the TV show, so it's a must see if you're a David Lynch fan for sure. Next movie is from Terry Gilliam. This is Spine number 903. It's the movie Jabberwocky. It's probably, I think, is his weakest movie, but overall, this was an upgrade from the DVD that I had. That it wasn't Criterion, just a standard DVD, and it's a huge upgrade to that. I love the special features on it. So if you're a Terry Gilliam fan, it's a must own. Next movie is from Alexander Payne. That's Election. It's a comedy, Matthew Broderick and Reese Witherspoon, and it's Spine number 904, and it's I really love to see the movie Sideways get released on Criterion, and he's got some movies that would be worthy of it. I used to actually own all of his movies, and so now I only have this and Sideways. But if they release, I think anything except with the exception of Downsizing, if they release anything else from from Alexander Payne on Criterion. I'd probably be interested in buying it. Next one, this is a classic John Hughes movie. It's The Breakfast Club. This is a spine number 905. You notice I have 903, 904, 905. And it's a great cast. It was like 1985 or so. Molly Ringwald, it's outstanding. And I think it's interesting that Criterion would release this, but in my opinion, some people think, well, they shouldn't release common titles, but if the movie's on the National Registry, part of the Library of Congress, I have no problem with those movies getting released on Criterion. I think those are the exactly kind of movies that you want to have on Criterion, those culturally significant kind of movies, and that's what this is. So really, really excited to buy that. And actually, I had never owned Breakfast Club before buying it took me Criterion to actually buy it. So this one's a classic horror movie. It's one that's from George Romero. It's the Night of the Living Dead. The spine number 909. I thought it was outstanding. I had this on DVD before, and I thought the DVD looked good. Then when I bought this, I thought, wow, they really cleaned it up and made it look really, really good, and black and white, and it's a must own for especially any horror fan. Next one, this one was a blind buy. Spine number 925, another Dustin Hoffman, John Voight movie. It's Midnight Cowboy. Really interesting. It's got some sad moments in it, and so I'd say beware before you buy this or before you watch it. But I thought it was good though. This next one's another common title. I think is worthy of Criterion. It's from Rod and Sheldon. It's Bull Durham, Kevin Costner, Susan Sarandon, Tim Robbins. I think it's really great. It's spine number 936. I had it on just standard DVD before, and I had to upgrade it to Criterion on Blu-ray. But next one, another common title, but I think it's a great one. But it's The Princess Bride. I had to upgrade this one to Criterion. It's spine number 948, and it's a great movie. I never get bored of watching this movie. Next one's about basically about the Beatles, or these fans that are trying to get to the Ed Sullivan Show in 1964. This is I Want to Hold Your Hand, and spine number 967. It's directed by Robert Zemeckis, written by Bob Gale, and executive producer is Steven Spielberg. So, next one is a David Lynch movie. It's spine number 977. It's Blue Velvet, probably one of his darkest movies, maybe his most mainstream. I think, other than maybe if you want to call Dune mainstream, I guess that one's probably the most mainstream he's done. But this one's definitely, as far as the ones that he had full control over, it's his most mainstream. It's like I said, spine 977. Next one, this is from Wes Anderson. It's the Grand Budapest Hotel. This is a spine number 1025. Like I said, I think this is probably his best movie, but it's ranked number 2 on my list, but it's probably his best one though. Next one is The Great Escape, starring the great Steve McQueen again. Spine number 1027. This one was actually a blind buy, and I really liked it. Maybe I thought it was slightly too long, but really good though. Next movie, this is basically the reason why I got back into collecting Criterions. It's from Bruce Lee, his greatest hits, spine number 1036, and I was really excited when I heard about this because it had all 5 of his movies included in one box set on Blu-ray, and before I had them all on DVD, and Enter the Dragon was on its own separate DVD because it was Warner Brothers, and his other 4 movies were included in the box set. So really excited to get that on Blu-ray, all in one. It's really great. And next movie is from David Lynch. It's spine number 1051. I had not seen this movie since I was a kid, and really dark. Anthony Hopkins is really great in it. John Hurt, really great movie from David Lynch. Next movie is from Bong Joon-ho, something I had saw in the theater and always thought it was a great movie, but I actually never owned it on Blu-ray until I bought it on Criterion. And it's a spine number 1054, and it's only like basically one of 3 movies that I have that are in a foreign language. Something I'll probably change sometime in the future once I kind of branch out a little bit more. But this one was actually a blind buy. It's spine number 1056, and that is Moonstruck. Cher and Nicolas Cage. Thought it was really good. I don't know why I'd never seen this movie before, but I really enjoyed it though. Next one is this one's from Martin Scorsese or Scorsese. It's The Irishman. This one was originally released on through Netflix. It's Spine Number 1058, and it got all the gang back together. Robert De Niro, Al Pacino, Joe Pesci came out of retirement for this, and I thought it's really good. It's a little bit too long. It's like 3.5 hours long, and it's whenever I watched it, I always had to watch it in 2 nights. Like I never get through the whole thing. But great movie though. Next one, this one's another common title that I think is a culturally significant kind of movie. It's Fast Times at Ridgemont High from Amy Heckerling, written by Cameron Crowe. This is a Spine Number 1075, and it's a must-own. Something I've owned this movie so many times. This may be like the 5th time I've owned it on physical media, and it's on Blu-ray. Yeah, really love it. Next one, this one was another blind buy that I actually bought last month. It's Deep Cover. This was released in 1992, so it's 30 years old now. It's Spine Number 1086, and I thought it was it definitely a product of its time, and it had the music from Dr. Dre and Snoop Dogg in it. But I liked it a lot. I thought Lawrence Fishburne was really great in the movie. Next one, this is another Coen Brothers movie. I only have 2 left here. This is Miller's Crossing. I upgraded this from just a standard DVD. Spine Number 1112, so 1112, and it was much better watching it this time after so many years, and I loved it though. And the last movie, this is actually the first 4K that I've purchased for Criterion from Criterion, and it's Double Indemnity. Spine Number 1126. Like I said, first 4K. This is a blind buy as well, and everyone talked about how great this movie is, and I thought it was really great. So it's like 1944, so it's considered to be like the first noir movie, and I think it's a must own if you own Criterion's. It's definitely worth owning. So that's all I have tonight. That's the last movie to talk about, and have a good night. Thank you. Bye.